finished writing your book? Well, you're not done. In fact, you still have a third of this video course to go. And if you haven't seen the first two videos, then why would you click on a video that says part 3? Anyways, you finished typing the last words of your first ever novel, and you're wondering why millions and millions of dollars aren't flowing into your bank account. Well, it's fairly simple. Nobody wants to buy your unedited piece of garbage. One of the most important steps of the writing process is going back over every single thing you have written and basically doing it all over again. And believe me, it is so important to be thorough with all of this. With my book, Long Lost, it took me almost 5 revisions to finally be somewhat satisfied with the outcome. But even then, some people came up to me after it was already printed with grammar mistakes I had made and misspelled words. I even got a professional editor to look through it, and boy did I miss a lot. And I released it once more, a fully edited and amazing version, which you can buy right now on Amazon.com. This is how important editing is in the beginning. And if you do not get this step down, the rest of the process will be an absolute nightmare. Now, I'll admit, I'm not the most grammatically keen person in the entire world, considering I'm the one who made all of the mistakes. Which means I probably shouldn't be giving you any specific grammar advice. But what I will tell you to do is at least get a semi-professional person to look over it first, before you release it to the masses and then you get laughed at and booed off of the stage. Nobody wants that. Now it's time for all of the kooky details. The details that kindergartners are much more interested in than the actual book. The dedication page, the table of contents, the copyright page, all of the works. Just bedazzle all these pages and you'll make all the kindergartners run for a copy of your book. Another thing that you need to make sure is that your book is in the correct formatting. The way that I and a large portion of people write their books is on an online writing platform. While writing, I would just ramble, typing on my printer paper-sized document without realizing that this is not how the actual book is going to look. Most people aren't going to release a book that's the size of a piece of paper. And you also don't want the beginnings of a chapter to just be in the middle of a random page. You need to reformat what you wrote to make it actually look like a book. What I did is I chose a standardized format size for my book, which was A5, 5.83 inches by 8.27 inches. I went into my document settings, clicked the little reformat button, and it basically changed how the entire book looked. Then I took a little fine-tooth brush and combed the life out of my book's hair, making chapter headings on a different page than the end of the last chapter, making sure the lines are spaced out right, making sure all the proper indents and paragraph endings were transferred over correctly. Once this process is done, it will appear as though you have an actual finished book on your screen. But just because we have a finished book doesn't mean we have a finished book. We need a cover, some artwork, some pizzazz. This is what people will be looking at when they're trying to consider if they're gonna buy the book or not. If you created the best book in the entire world, but your cover is just a low-quality photo of you and your mother and a Comic Sans text that says "My Cookbook," nobody is going to buy it. You need to make a cover that people are actually gonna want to click on. I mean, pick up. Look at this wonderful cover art. Is this something I could have done all by myself? Absolutely not. I'm a writer. Of course I couldn't do this. Instead, I was able to get a very talented artist to make this wonderful cover for me. And I was also able to create the title and description and a photo of my beautiful little face on the back of it. Now, I'm not a graphic design professional, so I can't give you the best advice here, but you don't want to write a book about fantastical dragons and demons and then have a photo of, like, a hill on the cover. You want to show those dragons. You want to show the reader what they're in for. Is it a book about a super sad lizard? Put that lad on the cover. A book about moving out? Show somebody moving out. A book about how to pick up hot chicks? Put those babes all over the cover. If your cover sucks, people won't want to read it. Wait a minute. You've done it. You have a book. You had an idea. You wrote a whole story behind it, with unique characters, an interesting setting, an organized plot. You made it into the format of a book. You made a cover for it, and now you've done it. You have a book! All you gotta do is get somebody to print that sucker out, and boom, you've got physical copies. Now your mother can buy it, your father can buy it, your grandparents can buy it. You have a book! Wow. And now that I have bestowed so much great wisdom upon you, it is only fair that you go on Amazon.com and buy your own copy of my first novel, Long Lost, today. Read the story about Sam and Scarlett, and how, with their conversations, their hope, their optimism, and their determination, they were able to build their lives up back from the bottom. With an array of wild twists and turns, it is a read that'll sure entertain. Link in the description below. If you enjoyed watching this video, then you should subscribe down below for more content about writing and all of my various creative endeavors. Thanks for watching. See ya. I'm done now.